Some of the greatest battles will take place within the desolate space of your own soul. Have you ever been overthinking? Have you ever compared yourself to others? Or have you ever felt that you don't understand what your parents want from you? Adolescents often overthinking everything that is prone to triggering stress in themselves. Attitudes that can make us depressed sometimes arise from within us. Therefore, we need to know what is adolescents' mental health, why are teenagers prone to depressions or stress, what are the health problems in teenagers. I, Nabilah Putri will invite you to know more about what is adolescents' mental health. Good mental health is a condition when our mind is in a state of calm, and calm allowing us to enjoy everyday life and appreciate others around us. Mental development in adolescence is an eternal, permanent, and leads to an organization at a higher level of integration. Based on the process of growth, maturity, learning and adapting, which seriously results in the certain abilities and certain achievement in adolescence. A report from the WHO expert committee on the health needs of adolescents states that so far there has been clear neglect of the pace of adolescent life, both in the fields of research, education, health service. In Indonesia, the current population of adolescents is estimated at more than 40 million, which is calculated based on the estimates from the Central Statistic Agency. Adolescents at this time are vulnerable to mental health disorder. Stress and depressions are examples of how many teenagers today experience mental health disorders. The first trigger is overthinking. Teenagers at this time often do overthinking, especially at night. All problems from a small problem to a large one. For example, they always compare themselves to others while asking themselves, why do other people do that? Why am I just like this? Or for examples, they have done their best, hoping for the recognition of others, but in fact, they only get criticism. And the criticism is also a factor in the occurrence of adolescent mental health disorder in some teenagers because they tend to need it for self-actualization. Adolescent mental health is very important to note because it can affect teenagers' development. The role of parents also participate in it. Some parents underestimate the mental health of teenagers without knowing the consequences that will occur in the future. Simple examples such as parents always demand their children to be like this or that even though the child is not necessarily able to do it and make the child feels unable to do anything. Some parents compare their children to other people's children so that the child feels inferior even though he or she has talents that other people might don't have. Professions and wealth are often used as the main goal, even though what is more important is the child's happiness in the living his life or professions. In the end, teenagers don't understand what their parents do around them want because of all the inputs they receive with full expectations of someone without them giving the motivation to make the teenager enthusiastic about doing it. As a result of this, many teenagers are vulnerable to mental disorder, such as stress, depressions, emotional instability, difficulty to focus, self-harm, and the worst is the suicidal thoughts. From now on, let's pay attention to mental health of teenagers around us whether it's friends or relatives, especially parents. They really need to pay attention to this because sometimes the onset of mental health disorder in adolescence is from family, and the importance of supporting what they want to do and always being supportive as long as it is a positive thing, because teenagers nowadays tend to not support both externally and internally. The importance of maintaining adolescents' mental health is so that the teenagers work or do something productively. After all that I have said, now let's start to pay attention to our speech or behavior towards other people and parents so that they understand more about their children to avoid something unwanted happening in the future. If not now, when then? If it's not us, who else? Thank you for your attention. See you!